And what am I going to call this? Oh, that's fine. It's Sunday night streaming time. So stream. Is that working? All right, let's try this out here. Wi-Fi, that's fine. Why is it doing that? It's got a funny it's got a funny picture thumbnail. God, I can't think. My little tiny brain is totally fried. I'm tired. It's been a good long weekend. Did you know that it's David Harris's birthday today? David Harris has a birthday. Woo-hoo. Oh, it's got headphones. Why is that? Oh, because headphones are there. Let's turn that off. What's that like? Is it feeding back? Is there anyone there? Hello? I'm turning up the volume and I can't hear what it's saying. Oh, because here we go. It's playing now. It's been a good long weekend. There's going to be some feedback. David Harris's birthday today. What I'll do is I'll just kind of mute it a little bit in the background. So that looks like it's working. What I'm going to do is check in about 20 minutes. I'll set a timer. I'm going to check to see what the delay in the audio is like, because I think there is going to be a delay over time. It's reasonably good. The sync I'm talking about, audio and visual, the sync I think is pretty good to start with, and then boom, it just loses sync and starts to go, it looks odd. So I want to just check that out. Alright, so I've got a screen going here and there and here. There may be feedback being introduced, so I'm going to see if there is or not. Oh, look at that, it pauses when I'll set a timer. I'm going to check to see what the delay in the audio is like. The delay currently is perfect. There is no delay at all. Well, see, there's no delay, so it's not perfect. There's no delay. That means a good thing. Whew. I had a really good session the other night with this. That was very tasty, I must tell you. It's a strawberry, see, strawberry and lime. I can read on this side because it's double-sided. Strawberry and lime, 8% alcohol by volume, which is, a bit stronger than beer. Not as strong as some of the whiskey that I've had, but good enough. So, look, I was down at Woolworths the other day and came across a bucket of DVDs for $10, and I don't think you can go too far wrong with $10. So I've bought myself a couple of movies to watch. Hidden Figures. I'm looking forward to seeing this. I love
maths and how it can be used in, well, science. Maths is pretty much the universal musical language used throughout the universe. You can build everything with maths. I wish I was better at it. Like, I'm jealous of my brother Dave, who is a mathematician. I really would love to be better at maths. But anyway, I have seen this movie before. I give this movie like a solid 9 out of 10. It's really, really cool. And I think based on a true story. So I'm not going to give any spoilers in that one or anything like that. But really good movie. This is another one that I'd highly recommend. Ant-Man and Wasp. Or Ant-Man and the Wasp. I really love, what's his name, Paul Rudd's humour. I don't know, his delivery, his facial expressions, just really, I just love it. Love his humour, so good. And the girl, I don't know the actress's name, what's her name? But she came out of Lost, was when I first saw her in that TV series, was it? Yeah, I think it came out on TV, I think. Lost, she was one of the main characters and kind of made that series what it is. Her name is here, and unfortunately it's one of those typefaces where I just can't read it. I think it's Evangeline Lilly. Anyway, Evangeline Lilly I think is who it is. She's really cool, and she's really good in... So again, I've seen this movie as well, I've got to be honest. And again, I give this one probably an 8 out of 10. I really like it. Yeah, really good. What else is happening? Today I flew the drone. Oh, this is big news actually. I'm going to show you this. So this is the drone that I've got. It's the Spark Fly More pack. It is, the reason I'm showing it to you is that it's so small. Look at that. Like, it's a handbag. Okay, it's a man bag, all right? Not going down any feminist part and people calling me names that I don't want to be called. So it's a man bag. It's black. I think I spent, in fact, you know what? I have the original receipt for this, I think. The main reason I'm pulling out this paperwork is to show you this. That's from CASA, the Civil Aviation Safety Authority, the Australian equivalent of the FAA, the Federal Aviation Authority from the United States. CASA is the Australian equivalent. They've said here, Dear Andrew Liam Richard Harris, that is me, remote pilot license. Your remote pilot license, REPL, application has been successful, and this email records the issue of a REPL to you and is the official copy of your license in accordance with Regulation 101.295 of the Civil Aviation Safety Regulations 1998. Your license details are shown below. So I now am an official REPL, remote pilot license holder, to legally and obscurely and permissibly fly drones up to 25 kilograms in mass. This is obviously not 25 kilograms in mass. I just want to make sure that is the case before I tell a great big fat porky lie. Category. Oh, I almost told the big fat porky lie. Conditions. It is conditioned this license that the holder may only control remotely piloted aircraft of the following category or type: RPA category and gross weight multi-rotor up to 7 kilograms. There we go. I have to get my 25 kilogram rating to be able to fly drones between 7 and 25 kilograms, which is what I will do eventually. But I want to get my AROC as well, which is the Aeronautical Radio Operator's Certificate. So with that, I will be able to talk to, you know what, I better stop this in case it is interrupting. So I can talk to air traffic control towers when I want to fly in controlled airspace after obtaining permission from CASA and from the control tower as well. So this is actually the invoice for the training. So the training, I'm going to do a video on this because there's not much information about what it costs to actually get certified to be a remote pilot license person. So as you can see there, it's a bit pricey. This is $1,995 in total. That was for a tiny little DJI Tello, which is like, man, what is it? I think it's actually 250 grams. No, 95 grams. I think it was tiny, 95 grams. Even smaller than this. This is the Spark, the DJI Spark, which is actually pretty intelligent. It does all the things that the DJI Phantom 2 or 3 or 4 or now 5 does, but it's all miniaturized, so it's all on a much lower scale. So there's a few things this will do that the others won't. So this has got hand gesture control. It has got a controller that I bought for it as well as part of the Fly More pack. The Fly More pack includes the controller, 2 additional batteries. So I've got 3 batteries in total, but they put 2 more in place. So I've got 3 batteries in total. I've got this bag with it. Oh, this is interesting too. I'll show you that in a second. It came with the controller too, the Fly More combo pack, that is. A spare set of rotor blades. So normally if you buy the drone on its own, you'll get the drone and a battery. That's it for $7.99. With the Fly More combo pack, I think I paid $300 more. So it was $1,000 from memory for the Fly More combo pack. The drone, 2 extra batteries, the controller, the bag, the extra rotor blades. Then I had to buy, in addition to all of that, this OTC cable. OTC, other than correct. Something else. I think it's the no, I can't remember what it stands for. I'll look it up so that I can tell you what it stands for. Say hello when you've joined, so I'm checking the people who join the chat so that I can say hello. OTC stands for over the counter. Offshore Technology Conference, Ozarks Technical Community. Take your pick. It's none of those. I'm going to put down here drones. Here we go. No, it's wow, this is interesting. OTC. So who would have guessed that there'd be a strange acronym for OTC? Acronym OTC cable. Oriental Trading Company. Over the cable. I'm assuming it's over the cable. It's used in IT. Over the counter. Gosh, I'm pretty sure it's over the cable. Or on the go. Maybe it's on, no, that's OTG. It's not terribly important, obviously, but I'm just really curious now. I think it's over the cable. So normally this controller will talk wirelessly to the drone using, I think it's the 5.8 gigahertz frequency band, which is the same band used by Wi-Fi networks. So there's interference that will occur there. So with this over the cable connector, the chance of getting interference between the controller and the drone is eliminated because, sorry, not between that and that. It's between your iPad or your iPhone and this. So you need a display. This one doesn't come up. This one doesn't have a display. So you've got to hook something up to this to be able to see what the drone sees through the camera using live flight. So the phone will go in here, or a stand with the iPad mini over here for a bigger view will sit there, and then you hook up the the iPad to the drone controller with Wi-Fi using the 5.8 gigahertz signal, or Bluetooth even. Is it Bluetooth? I can't remember now. Check that out. Anyway, wirelessly connects, but the problem is sometimes interference will stop the transmission between the controller and your iPad, and that means you lose communications visually between the controller and the iPad. You can't tell what the drone's doing. So to eliminate that, you use over the cable, and that sends all the signals wirelessly to the iPad, and then you can do your wireless transmission through this again Wi-Fi propagation to the drone using the 2.4 gigahertz frequency. Again, the same frequency that Wi-Fi uses. So there's a high likelihood of there being interference when you fly drones in a Wi-Fi or near a Wi-Fi platform or Wi-Fi environment. So yeah, hence it's a good idea to check the signal strength and the channel that the Wi-Fi is using and jump onto something else should you be too close to a Wi-Fi network. So yeah, this thing here is just 2 parabolic dishes in a silver foil, and then they fit over the top of these antennas here, and they don't so much boost, but they reflect the Wi-Fi signal and direct it so that it goes a bit further, and you can get up to, I think, 3 kilometers with the signal that's then beamed out using these parabolic dishes, as opposed to, I think, normally a 1.5 kilometer range. So it doubles the range just by adding this. I found this on Amazon literally for like $6. So that $6 device gives you 100% improvement in range flying the drone. So that is awesome. Now this drone is just over 300 grams. If this was 250 grams with the battery, then I could fly this without having to get a remote pilot license. But because it's 300 grams, I need a license to fly it, which is coincidentally a good thing, because that means now, as you just discovered, I can fly drones up to 7 kilograms, I think they said. 7 kilograms using the same license. So that's cool. 7 kilograms is still going to be pretty hefty. So it's a Phantom 3, Phantom 4, DJI Phantoms. If that doesn't mean anything to you, then there's pictures you can look online if you're really interested to see what that looks like. But they're typically around 3, 4, maybe 5 kilograms in mass. So there you have it. I am now licensed. So I did my RPL course. It cost $2,000. Oh, and I had to register the drone with CASA, and I had to get an aeronautical registration, or reference number, aeronautical reference number. It's like a license number that then is attached to the remote pilot license certification, and that becomes the number that I have to reference for proof of having a remote pilot license to fly legally in Australia up to a maximum height of 120 meters away like in altitude, and then I've got to be away from any controlled airspace, which means if there's a control tower somewhere, I can't fly within 5.5 kilometers of that airspace, a radius of 5.5 kilometers. So I've got to be outside of 5.5 kilometers, under 120 meters, 30 meters away from people. I can't fly over them or near them, even if they give me permission. Well, I can get permission from them to get an exemption, so that if something happens, I can't get sued. Yeah, there's a whole lot of other little funny bits and pieces that come with the training. So the training, I did it through a registered company, registered with CASA, approved by CASA to do training of remote pilot licensing. took a long time because I wasn't in a massive hurry to get it done. So I think I bought the drone in 2018 in February on my birthday, a birthday present for myself. 2018, so it's, what am I in 2017? I got a feeling it was 2017. It took a long time, like 3 years. Not 3 years of trial learning, but it was more, I bought it, I was interested in it, and I thought, yeah, I might as well get licensed, and then so I took my time. Applied for, well, not applied, I enrolled to do the training, sat on that for months, then half-hearted did a bit of study, and then got serious with it just since COVID, actually, since March. So it's reasonably involved training that you got to go through, because it's flying an aircraft in controlled airspace. So you've got to be careful that you don't fly in the path of helicopters, airplanes, balloons, gliders, gyrocopters, other aircraft basically, because you could take them down in theory. Yeah, so it's 1.5 hour exam of 35 questions taken from a pool of something like 400 questions, covering weather in terms of wind, temperature, humidity, cloud systems, wind systems, climate, meteorological systems, physics, Bernoulli's principle, wing design, airfoil design, controls of the remote pilot of drones. What else is there? Like rotor theory, drone theory, design theory. Yeah, there's a whole lot to it. I'm going to do another separate video on this. And the AROC, the Aeronautical Radio Operator Certificate, is also something that I want to get, because that will allow me to fly within controlled airspace, talking to the control tower, and fly at night. So that should be interesting. So I might have to do an instrument rating to be able to fly at night, as well as having the AROC. So that could be a bit more money to spend there. Then that'll give me, then I've got to do a 1 day training course to do the up to 25 kilogram drone license approval as well. So there's a 25 kilogram training course, AROC training to do. I've paid for the exam already, I've just got to sit it. The instrument rating, I think that's going to be a separate exam and probably another cost there. And then that will get me up to 25 kilograms radio and instrument rated. And that should be everything that I need to do for flying drones. Yeah. And I think Australia's got a pretty good association or affiliation with Europe and Americas, like Canada included. So I should be able to, in theory, legally fly drones in Europe, North America, Asia, and around the world. So they'll hopefully be able to get some really cool drone footage. Because I've also got 169,000, close to 169,000 frequent flyer points accrued. That takes me a lot of places around the world, economy. So I could, in theory, do a whole lot around there. Hey William, how are you? I just saw that you jumped on and said greetings, so greetings to you too. How's the weather? 32 degrees down here today, and hot. I dug a hole yesterday to transplant my mango tree into the hole, but man, I was not doing it today. Too hot, and it's the same temperature schedule for tomorrow, 32 degrees. I am not doing it tomorrow either. So it's raining on Tuesday and the temperature is dropping to 18 degrees from 32 on Tuesday. So I'll do it on Tuesday. I'm looking forward to that. Just by the way, William, can you confirm whether there's a large echo or with the audio? Because I've got a microphone on the camera and there's a microphone down here that I'm talking to. I'm wondering whether they're competing with each other or not. And I can't tell for sure whether that's happening. So what I'm going to do is see if I can check here with this iPad connected up as well and listen to see if there's echo or anything else.
Porky lie.
And of course this is now
Category.
catching up.
Oh, I almost told it, you fat porky lie. Conditions. It is conditioned this license that the holder may
Okay,
only
I can tell that that's audio is still not out of sync too badly, so All good. Good, yeah, summer it's spring. It's only just turned spring, and yet, yeah, you're right. It's summertime. 32 degrees Celsius. This is 32 degrees centigrade. There's a conversion thing that I'll look up here quickly to do conversion from centigrade to Fahrenheit in case there's people in Fahrenheit land. So, what have we got? 32 degrees. Come on. It's not doing it. Oh, here we go. With the iPad, there's a really interesting thing if you didn't know. If you want to get the degree symbol on your iPad, you flip it over to the numeric keypad, and then hold your finger on 0, and you'll see a degrees sign show up and 0, and then you just choose the one you want, degrees or 0, and it pops in the degrees for you. So handy tip, 32 degrees C to Fahrenheit, 89.6 degrees Fahrenheit. Wow. I think it sounds good. Thanks, William. Awesome. Thanks for confirming that. I think it's all right too, because I played it back a little while ago. It seemed to be reasonable. Yeah. So I'm going to make this a regular Sunday thing now going forward. So I will let other people know. Oh, William, did you know it's Dave's birthday today? He's 51. So you can give him a hard time from me. In fact, I'll send him a message and let him know that I'm doing a live chat now. He might join in, and then we can give him a hard time. Oh, there's a whole lot of happy birthdays there for Dave. I'll say, Dave, come over tonight if you can, and we can do a live chat via YouTube in the shack. Alright, that'll be enough to say he should come over. We'll see. I'll send him a text message saying check the Viber chat. Alright, cool. Ah, yeah, you'll have to wish him a happy birthday. Definitely, William. Yes, 51. Woo! He's an old man. An old man. Not good. Yeah, so I was talking about how I got the drone there in the Fly More pack, and I took it out for a drone flight today at about 11 o'clock, and then at magic hour around about 6:30, and I was trying to get this product, this software that I bought for it, that lets you map a path for the drone to follow, and then take video or photos at different waypoints along the journey. But I couldn't get a strong enough, what they call a home, return to home spot. It needs the GPS satellite to be able to find a go home GPS location. Didn't find it, and then came out the ghost, and so I couldn't map the drone to follow the flight path. So I did it manually, and it was all right, but I really want to get that going, so I've got to find another location, because what happened was the drone was too close to some TV, radio, two-way radio, microwave dishes, and so the radiation spilling off around that area interfered with the drone and couldn't properly get it to work, unfortunately. Damn. So I'll try that again, and then I'll see if I can share footage on this, because what I think I should be able to do is this. If I go over here and go browser and then window capture, I can then make that a source. Why isn't that working? And then have you guys see it. Why? So that's Chrome, that's good. And then if I bring that over, no, why is it not working? Browser, window capture. Oh, it's not letting me display that there. Why is that? Ooh, don't know why. Transition. Should be able to browser. Come on. No. Can't see why it's not doing that. Canon. Where does that go? I'm sorry, I'm just wasting time here, kind of. I want to show you my screen, but it's not letting me do that. I don't know why. Show windows. Oh, okay, I know why. I think that might be it. There. Alright. So now there should be, I'll move myself out of the way, there should be a screen right up, I always get it wrong, up there. We'll see. I'm gonna check to see if that's showing.
Piloted aircraft.
I don't think that I'll be able to.
There should be.
Oh yeah, I can. Wow, that's cool.
A screen right up.
All right. So I'm gonna do this instead now.
I'm gonna check.
Take that off.
See,
That's cool. So I can show you bits more as I want to, as I need to, as we want to show things from different screens. How do I get rid of that? Oh yeah, cool. All right, so that's good there. All right, what other news have I got? So I am slowly but surely getting these old iPhones and old iPads repaired and sold. So this is here's one that I picked up. Look at the screen. Can you see this? Look at that. That is smashed. Like you would not. Well, you can believe it because you can see it. Look at it. There's holes. There's actual holes in the screen. Over here, look. I mean, over there. Look at that. A hole that goes straight through the screen. You can see the metal. Look at that. The metal chassis and what's under the screen. You shouldn't be able to see that. Ah, man. So I'm going to repair it and then try and sell it on Facebook Marketplace. And I just can't believe how rough we are with stuff. Really? William? Really? It looks like your computer? Something about treating computers that way just rubs me up the wrong way. I can't handle it. I don't know why I can't handle it, but I can't handle it. I can't handle it. It's very sad. Very, very sad. I'm just trying to think of what else I can... there's not a whole lot else going on. We've got the long weekend here, so it's been a little bit of activity outside in the garden. Like I said, digging a hole to move a mango tree to a place a bit further away from an existing orange tree. They're competing with each other. So I'm going to move the mango tree. We've got mangoes which I think are going to fruit soonish. Oh, you dropped it, did you? Can't afford to drop them, William. they're too precious. My God, I've dropped them too though, so what can you do? Yeah, I'm going to move the mango tree. So I've got oranges for the second time this year, and man, the juicy as. My mulberries have come through, so I've got mulberries, and I had a couple the other day. They're sweet and juicy. Not as good as the mulberry tree I remember from Penrith though. That mulberry tree, I'm sure they were as big as my thumb, and they were just the sweetest, juiciest things I've ever. They're like no shop bought mulberries come close to it. It's the same thing with the peaches that came from Churundale. The peaches and the plums from Churundale and the figs are literally the best that I have ever had in the world. I'm not kidding. Like, I've had peaches in Europe, I've had peaches in Canada, I've had peaches all over the place, but the peaches that came out of Churundale and the blood red plums from Churundale are literally the best that I have ever seen or tasted in the world. That's saying something. So these mulberries are okay only. I've got peachicots that have come through as well. I've got a nectarine plant which is yet to fruit, 2 apple trees, and a nectarine. Nectarine already said apples, and there's one other. Must be. I can't remember what it is. There's one other plum, I think maybe. Plum or apricot? Maybe it might be an apricot. Anyway, I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, I'm doing a bit more gardening out there. I've got to fix up a whole lot of paving stones out the front. Our toilet got blocked up. Oh, it's disgusting. Oh my God, the memories, the smell. Oh God, yuck. So all the pipes got fixed. The stormwater pipes now are going to the right place and then flowing underground to this kind of rocky. There's a word for it. Kind of a. It's got rocks and gravel. It's like a pit thing that all the water and the storm water flows down. Anyway, it used to be that the storm water was just ending in a spot in the middle of the earth, and then all the water coming off the roof would rush down there, and it created a bit of a tunnel, and a lot of soil and sand got washed away, and our paving stones started to drop. So on top of that, it shifted the sewerage pipes and then upset all kinds of things. So in fact, we haven't been billed for it yet. So I don't know how much it's going to be, but it's going to be a lot. So we've got to get that fixed, or that's been fixed. And all of the pipes have been directed to the right place. And now we've got water, which is going down to that section where I'm going to move the mango tree. So that mango tree is going to be watered pretty much 24/7. So it should be a really good, luscious fruit tree, I'm hoping, down the track. But the paving stones out the front of the shack here, I've got to whack-a-pack all the soil, get a layer of some kind of road base, and then a layer of sand, whack all that down with a whack-a-packer, and then put the paving stones on top and make it all level, and then cut off our sewage access point, put that under a paving stone with a cover, and then good to go. Then I can concentrate on the backyard. I've got to tear up some paving stones there and lay a bit of a courtyard thing with a fire pit. And so the trees I'm planting are making a shade barrier for that whole area. So it'll be a nice shady spot in the middle of summer. I am not a fan of, as you say, getting the rubber gloves on, pulling out the block. No, not a fan. Gosh, it's the worst. I actually devised I think it was like 10 meters of irrigation hose, which I used to put the garden hose inside of, turn the hose on full pressure, and then push that down an access point just outside the shack and push it all the way through. And 9 times out of 10 that would unblock it, but it kept on getting blocked up. So there's a pipe which was out of alignment, and it made a point where things would get blocked up, and of course you can imagine what was happening after that. So it happened too many times. $300 ago to get plumbers to fix it. So I did the sums, and it was cheaper to get it fixed once and for all rather than keep going like that. Because ultimately, the last time I used the irrigation pipe, it broke off and got stuck down the pipe. And that's why I called the plumbers in to pull it all out, fix it, and get it done. But man, it's so annoying. I hate spending money on stuff like that. But it's fixed now, once and for all good. the thing I did notice was that we're getting a lot of water off the roof when it rains. So I'm going to put some rainwater tanks in, collect the water, and then bring the water bill down and get more and more water tanks to the point where hopefully we have so much that we can get ourselves through those tough summer months where it gets really dry. But it's going to be a bit expensive, but I think it's going to get harder. The planet is definitely warming up. So David Attenborough's Extinction program, I haven't the movie, I haven't watched it yet, but I'm dying to see it. I think it's hopefully going to be a bit of yet another wake up call for all of us to live differently on the planet. We can't keep on buying things and then breaking them and then buying new ones. It's just too much. Anyway, that's a topic for another discussion, I'm sure. What's that? It's something to talk about later. Yeah, I'm a bit tired. It's Sunday night and it is 10 to 9, so I'll probably finish at 9:30 tonight because super tired. So what do you think about Trump getting the coronavirus? That's always interesting. Look if I show, there's this footage. Here's some of the news that we've got going on. I'll show you what I saw. There's I don't know if you've seen it or not, the video of Donald Trump. He's saying, I'm going to go this way. He's saying that he's getting better. So, Trump tweet from hospital. Apparently, what's going on is there are some people who are saying that the video that Trump released of him in hospital has been edited to hide him coughing, which I find fascinating. Someone would go to the length, to that length to edit a video to remove coughs so that the president can be seen to be healthy. Yeah, fascinating stuff. So I don't know if that's gone all over the world or not, but interesting. Yeah, William, I don't know about that. If the planet was warming up, it would rain more. Well, we'll see it this summer. Summertime is when Australia gets most of its rainfall, believe it or not winter. So we'll see in the months coming ahead whether we've got more intense rainfall than usual. There's definitely, anyway, it'd be really good to see this movie Extinction by David Attenborough, because he's documented the entire planet from when he was in his late 20s up to his now current age, I think 94, and he's regularly kept up to date with changes in the world. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see. It's hard to know fact from fiction with all of the climate change and things like that, because I do remember in the 70s, man, there were nights it was so stinking hot, like hotter than I can ever recall anywhere that I've been, and yet we're seeing the Arctic Circle, the Arctic ice is retreating, polar bears are moving further and further into inhabited areas, but admittedly the human race is encroaching more and more in those areas too. It's difficult to say, yeah, but someone like David Attenborough, who he's seen it all, documented it all. It'd be really interesting to see early movies or video of his take on the planet, yeah, just anecdotally, I guess, to see what he thinks. But yeah, time will tell. Time is always the best test. But unfortunately, if it is true, then it's too late. So it's like the argument about hedging your bets with faith in God. That type of argument where you either believe or you don't believe, and you won't know again until it's too late whether he does exist and there is a hell and there is a heaven. Yeah, it's one of those situations where you just got to make up your own mind, believe what you believe, and go forward with that. It's a tough one because unfortunately you can spin it either way. The data is there to basically back up whatever your belief system is. So we will cherry pick. As humans, that's what we do. We cherry pick the data that backs up what we say, and we just pick on other people's data and say, no, I don't believe it. It's just the way we are. And even when some people, even when the data is, staring them in the face, they still persist with their belief. It's so interesting. I find that really, really interesting. So it doesn't really matter. There's not a lot we can do about it. Either way, I don't think. Yeah, we'll see. Now, what else? So I spoke about movies. I spoke about the drink that I had the other night. That was very tasty. Yum, yum. I spoke about the drones. We spoke briefly about the presidential election in America, but more about Trump than anything else. What else is there? Holidays. It's good. Tomorrow's off. Oh, got to put the garbage bins out tonight, Sunday night. There's not a lot more that is going on. This whole week has been a bit of a blur. The good news for me was getting that remote pilot license. That means I can actually now, on Tuesday, approach real estate agents and see if they want to take or want me to take any video or photos of properties for them, and look at different ways of using the drone to be creative in supplying services to businesses or people using the drone itself. The good thing about that little drone is it's so small, you can practice quite easily, in a lot of places where a bigger drone you wouldn't really be able to. And when I need a bigger drone to do bigger jobs, I'm just going to hire them. So I can practice on that and apply all of the same skill and technology to bigger drones as I need to, and therefore keep my costs down. And over time, if I can build up enough profit, then buy better drones or a better system, I guess, as I need to. DJI have released a new series of drone called, I think it's called the Matrice. I think it's Matrice. Yeah, anyway, it's a Matrice 300, and it's got a thermal imaging camera like the FLIR camera that the police use and rescue use, but it's a lot cheaper. And the drone, I think, stays in the air for like an hour at a time. Typically, the FLIR cameras are quite large and they fit on helicopters. The helicopters cost thousands of dollars per minute to run. So there could be an opportunity in purchasing one of those drones. They're a 9-kilogram drone, so I'm not licensed to fly that. But if I get the upgraded certification, then I'll be able to fly that legally and maybe use the thermal imaging camera to assist in search and rescue and those kind of things as well, or do radio tower videography to highlight hotspots on the tower, which people may or may not want to be made aware of. So a lot in it. I'm enjoying it. We'll see what happens with it. I'm still applying for work as well as IT project manager, but it's slow going. I'll tell you what, there are so many project managers out of work at the moment that there are people out there with a bit more experience or exactly what a client wants that I don't have, and so they seem to be pipping me at the gates. But I've got 2 applications in with 2 companies. I'm in. I've had interview 1 of 3 with one of them. I've had 1 interview with 1 company, which I was expecting to hear back from. So I think I probably lost that one, but I'll call them on Tuesday and follow that up. The other piece of news is that there's a councillor in Willoughby Council in Sydney who wants to help change the laws for electric skateboards and electric kind of transportation. So I'm going to help him with that because I've got an electric skateboard here, which I still ride on occasion. And I don't ride it that often because it's actually illegal to ride it. So I can't ride it on a pedestrian footpath. That's illegal. I can't ride it on the road. That's illegal. So I can ride it around my house, but I'm not really, that's not fun, So yeah, keen to change or help change that law so that we can ride those electric skateboards legally on designated bike paths is what I think would be making sense. But regardless, riding it around and around somewhere else and make full use of it, because we have to get off fossil fuels. I mean, regardless of whether the planet's heating or not, or there's climate change or not, regardless of all that, it just makes sense to run an efficient system using electricity, which is miles more efficient than using a fossil fuel type system. Like, fossil fuel is a limited resource. It's going to run out. The electricity that doesn't run out. It's energy that just does not. You can store it, and you can use that energy and recover that energy a lot more efficiently than you can fossil fuel. Fossil fuel obviously is decomposed dinosaur and bird and plant matter over millions and millions of years in crude oil form that we then have to refine. So that's like a once in a planet life cycle opportunity. You're not going to be able to wait millions and millions of years to dig it up and refine it to use it on a regular basis. Whereas electricity, you have that in abundance. You can generate that from the sun really, really easily. You can generate that through water falling and turning a turbine, which has got copper coil and magnets attached to then generate electricity. So it's a no-brainer as far as I'm concerned. That electricity is the way to go, and we just have to improve the technology that we've currently got. And man, in the short space of 15, 20 years, say, we've got electric vehicles which are outperforming combustion engines now. So internal combustion engines running around about 25, I think maximum 25% efficiency. So 75% of the energy going into moving us in a internal combustion engine is lost as heat and friction. And I think the electric vehicles are around the 50-60% efficiency. So half is lost in heat and friction. And we've only been using that technology properly for around about the last 20 years or so. So compare that to the internal combustion engine, where after maybe almost 150, maybe 200 years of development, it's to the point now where we really can't go too much further with it. Where the Bugatti is doing 444, I think it's kilometers per hour, with 16 radiators, a V12 engine, and burning through so much fuel per kilometer that it's ridiculous. Whereas the Tesla, literally it's under 10 years old, the technology. That's getting to the same kind of spec as a Bugatti for a lot less. Yeah, so it's kind of a no-brainer. We have to go to electricity, get rid of fossil fuel. Hydrogen, I don't think is the way to go. Hydrogen means you've got to store that gas somehow, and it's like 5 times more. What's the word? It consumes 5 times as much space as water or petrol or any kind of liquid. So it occupies a huge amount of space. If you compress that down, then you've got to spend energy in compressing that gas, and then you've got to be able to pump that into a car compressed as well. So there's a whole lot of engineering which is required to keep that gas in a form where it's not going to escape. Then you've got to get a membrane to convert the hydrogen quickly enough to be able to generate an electrical current to then turn an engine. And when you factor in all of the costs for getting hydrogen, pressurizing it, storing it, transporting it, pumping it into a car, getting the membrane to be efficient and a long life type of membrane as well, to then transfer the electricity and break up the hydrogen, to make it work and turn an engine. There's a whole lot of steps involved in that, as opposed to sun, solar panel, battery. Pick up battery if you have to. Worst case, put it in the car and then hook it up to a motor and off you go. We've gone and removed hydrogen as being needed to be combined with water to generate electricity. Storage, compression, there's a massive amount of energy that's used in doing those steps. So we're
having trouble
bypassing that. So electricity, definitely the way to go. It is getting late. I'm going to have to... my clock. I didn't change the time. It's actually 10 o'clock. All right, guys. That's half an hour over time. I will go and I will catch you next Sunday. And because it's a long weekend, I didn't really prepare a lot of things to talk about, so it's a little bit ad hoc. Next Sunday, I'll prepare myself a bit better. And it looks like Dave is not going to come, so we will have to give him a special birthday wish at another time. Just checked it. Sorry, I can't come over tonight as we are at Moo and Bucky's for dinner. We're heading down to Bulla tomorrow, by the way. We'll be down there from around 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., 1:30 p.m. Cheers. All right, he can't make it anyway. So there's the message from Dave, and that's a message from William and me. Good night, William. Thanks for joining. We will talk next Sunday. Have a good week. I'm going to keep this up and then press the end stream so that it all looks like it's flowing nicely. Bye now. Oh, it's not ending. Why isn't it ending? Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god. I see, I've ruined it.